The observation deck of Station Kepler 9 was packed. Tourists from 47 different species gathered, their gazes fixed on the cosmos. They were here to witness something unprecedented. The death of a star. Zephyr-class star KX-447 had entered its final collapse. In just 14 minutes, it would detonate in a supernova, sterilizing everything within 3 light. The station, safely positioned at 4.2 light-years, offered the perfect front-row seat. What nobody expected was the human mining ship caught in the blast zone. "They're dead," whispered Telvik, a Hixarian diplomat. His bioluminescent skin pulsed with sorrow. "There's no time for jump calculations. Even our fastest vessels couldn't escape." The mining ship, Perseverance, had been extracting rare isotopes from the star's inner planets when the collapse suddenly accelerated. On the observation deck's giant screens, hundreds of aliens watched the tiny human ship, a mere speck against the dying star's overwhelming brilliance. 11 minutes, announced the station's AI. In 17 languages, Liara, a Centaurian merchant, couldn't look away. She'd met humans before, strange death-worlders who drank poison for pleasure and considered falling from heights a sport. But this was different. This was an extinctional Vevel, cosmic force. A young Valorian student asked, "Why aren't they transmitting distress calls?" The answer came as the Perseverance's engines ignited, not away from the star, but directly toward it. The observation deck erupted in a babble of confusion. Every species present shared the same instinct when facing overwhelming danger. Flee. Run. Escape at any cost. Humans, it seemed, had a different instinct. They're accelerating into the supernova. Telvik's voice cracked with disbelief. "They've gone mad." He stopped as the Perseverance dove into the star's outer corona, a hellscape of plasma burning at 40 million degrees. It was a temperature that would vaporize a Hixarian bioship in microseconds. 8 minutes to detonation. The deck fell silent. Some offered prayers. Others simply bore witness to the brave, foolish end of a human crew. And then, the Perseverance emerged. It burst from the star's opposite side, its hull glowing white-hot, trailing superheated plasma like a comet's tail. But it was intact. More than intact, it was accelerating faster than before. "Impossible," breathed Liara, her implants struggling to process the data. They used the star's gravity well. A human voice cut through the silence. Everyone turned to Dr. Sarah Chun, a human astrophysicist stationed on Kepler 9. Tears streamed down her face. They slingshot around it. They used the very thing trying to kill them as an escape route. Telvik protested. But the radiation, the heat, the gravitational forces. "Your species can't." "We don't," Sarah said simply. "We just endure it." The Perseverance's engines burned at maximum thrust, racing against the expanding wave of destruction. Its hull was scarred and melting, desperately venting superheated coolant. 3 minutes. The math was cruel. The ship wasn't going to make it. The supernova would overtake them in 127 seconds. That's when the ship did something even more incomprehensible. It jettisoned its entire cargo, whole thousands of tons of priceless isotopes, ignited the volatile material in a directional explosion, using it as a makeshift booster rocket to gain a final, desperate burst of speed. They were sacrificing everything. 1 minute. The observation deck collectively held its breath. The supernova a wall of annihilation expanded at relativistic speeds, turning planets to vapor. The Perseverance rode the very edge of that destruction, its shields failing, its hull breaching, yet somehow, impossibly, staying just ahead of oblivion. When the ship finally cleared the danger zone and limped into sensor range, the observation deck exploded in a cacophony of awe. Sarachun smiled through her tears as a crackling transmission came through. This is Captain Rodriguez. Perseverance requesting emergency docking. We've had a bit of a rough day. Telvik turned to Sarah, his bioluminescence shifting to colors of profound respect, mixed with primal fear. "Your species," he said slowly, "doesn't just survive the impossible. You look at impossibility and decide it's merely inconvenient." Sarah thought about humanity's history of staring down extinction, clawing its way from caves to the stars. Not because it was easy, but because giving up just wasn't an option. "Yeah," she finally said. "That sounds about right." That day, the galaxy learned something it would never forget. Humans didn't survive because they were the strongest or the smartest. They survived because they refused to accept that anything was truly impossible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more.